You are in the temple of the rants, where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by becoming one of those. This one's for Cappy, who says, rant about packing, and, if applicable, how you wish you owned less but can't throw away enough. It's not applicable. I like owning lots of shit. And I will say that I don't like carrying around too much bullshit. I I come from a family of hoarders. My mom was a hoarder, my grandma was a hoarder. When the show Hoarders came out, my mom really looked inward and threw away a lot of things, but still has a lot of things. She's definitely not one to throw shit away. And I have a natural tendency to just take any piece of paper or anything that is a product in any way and just throw it in my closet or just throw it into a box and hold on to it. So I have just lots and lots of maybe just like a tag that has a logo on it or something, or just the other day I pulled out this little tiny deck of Skylanders cards, and I was like, I know I've seen this for years just in this box in my closet. Why the fuck have I been holding on to this? Just because it's a thing that exists? So I threw it in the trash. Recently, well, I made a video about this. Oh god, it's been almost fucking 2 years, I guess. But in Manga Mondays, I covered the life-changing magic of tidying up, the manga version by Marie Kondo, who now has a Netflix show, so she's kind of being talked about again. But she has this basic policy of, when tidying up your house, look through everything, and if it doesn't spark joy, throw it away. And I think it's a very good policy. It's easy for me to follow. I can just look at something and go, I don't care about this, psh, gone, or I look at it and I go, yeah, I understand why I own this. I like this thing. I will continue to own this. So I sold a fuckload of manga and DVDs after reading that book, which is something I've always done regularly anyways. I just go on these purges and just get rid of shit I don't want. And I need to do it again with a few more boxes of shit that's in my closet. Just lots of big boxes of paper that it's like, well, what's a shred of paper? How hard is it to continually keep that around? But I have this one box. May had tweeted a picture of it recently that said the epitome of planned obsolescence or something like that, because it's this box that says good for 4 moves, and it's horribly crushed and battered in, and it's because I packed this box when I left my house of shit that was in my closet, and I have just taken it to each new house and thrown it straight in my closet. So there's nothing in there that I care about enough to use ever. But because I know there are some things in there that I do want to hold on to and other things I don't care about, I just keep throwing it into the new closet and not going through it and actually sorting it. So I'm going to do that at some point. But that's the worst thing about the stuff I own. But generally, I like to have lots of shit that I can put up, cover my walls. Probably I'm going to purge a lot of posters in this next run, because I talked about this in one of the other rants, how I used to just cover all my walls with every poster I had just because I wanted to have covered walls. And now I'm like, well, I don't want to put up posters of shit I don't actually care about, quality over quantity. And if I need to fill holes in the wall, I should just go find new posters to buy. So yeah, as for packing, I am really good at it. My family has moved many, many times. I can very easily pack an entire house in 2 days. That's what I did when we left Rochester. We packed the whole house in pretty much the last 2 days before we moved. This time we took a whole week so we could take our time and really make sure we got everything, because our last house was 2 stories. It had lots of extra weird space where there were things that I knew we would have forgotten about that were waiting in the wings in weird places. But if you look online, there's all these guides to packing that try to make it more orderly and easy and stuff like that. And I guess if you're trying to move and you have a regular job and you're not trying to take a lot of days off, I can understand why you'd want to do some of that stuff. But for me, it's if I'm going to move, then I'm just going to do it all at once. So I'm just going to take as many boxes as I need, put everything in the fucking boxes, get to the new place and empty all of the fucking boxes. Like, I'm not going to do it in any particular, like, order of importance. It's more about order of size. Like, just, you know, set up the big things first and then unpack all the other boxes. So it took us maybe 3 or 4 days to fully unpack this place. Maybe it was even 5, because we bought new furniture here. I got a new couch. I got this amazing TV stand behind me that I took a picture of it on Twitter. Not ready to show off the couch yet, but it is fucking nice. And like, so like, because I wanted new furniture fixtures, like, I had to figure out the structure of the house first based on all the big things, and then unpack everything else. But yeah, it's not hard, and there's not really any particular need to get really crazy with organization, because it's all going into the box just to be taken out of the box. So like, you know, generally it's a good idea to keep like items in the same box. Like, I packed my whole office into, you know, like, I didn't like pack stuff from the kitchen into the same box as stuff from the office, because I mean that would be a pain to even do. So like, generally you just put a tub on the ground in a room, put everything in the room in the tub, get to the new place, figure out what the analogous room is, open the tub back up, and pull all the stuff back out. Like, shouldn't be that hard. You know, finding space for everything is just a matter of looking at everything you have and thinking about the space. And I try to cram as much shit into everything as possible. Like, every single box, I'm going to use up all of the available space, because I want to use this, you know, I don't want to have to go buy more boxes. This move went pretty gorgeously, because we had all of our leftover boxes from the previous move, because the U-Haul boxes, again, they're good for 4 moves. So I held on to all of them so we could use them again when we inevitably would move again. And then we also, because we had way more shit. Like, we'd bought lots of stuff at the last place, just because humans have this natural tendency to try to fill up, however, to try to occupy as much space as they have. So if you live somewhere small, you'll naturally be inclined to get enough stuff to fill a small space. If you live somewhere huge, it feels naked and weird, and you try to keep filling it with more shit. And we never filled the last house. It always felt naked and weird. It always felt like incomplete. But we nonetheless had made progress in that regard. So, my grandma, who is still a hoarder and has endless tubs, agreed to give us as many tubs as she could fit in her car. So we had like 21 of these plastic tubs, and yeah, we just filled the tubs, then we filled the boxes, then we put all the big stuff straight into the truck. Bing, bang, boom, it was all done. Easy peasy. Packing, not a problem. Moving, it's one of my specialties. It's in the Collins blood. You know, the Collins family motto is, "It'll fit." So there you go.